So what are the biggest concerns? I know we've talked about infrastructure, power, but what are your biggest concern about Africa's development in the 21st century?
I think that Africa is too dependent on international organizations and hand-me-down, right? And that's why Africa hasn't moved. The moment Africa untangles this marriage, right, or gets herself away from this entanglement, don't get me wrong, international donor or international aid and donor-funded money is good, but it's not the solution, right? And the reason why I say it's not the solution is that, I mean, in a family where a sister is always doing hand-me-down to her younger sisters and all that, right? That doesn't solve the problem that we need to be able to have, get clothes, new clothes for these children and all that. And so let's not just solve the symptoms and forget the root cause, right?
Yeah.
Africa is poor because Africa wants to be poor. Africa has all that it needs to not be poor, but it is choosing.
What you said now, I know many people will be angry if they hear that.
Oh yes. I think that a lot of people are angry, but you say, I need that anger because I want you to be angry enough to do something that is good, not just to be angry for nothing. Africa is poor because it's choosing to be poor. The moment Africa decides it no longer wants to be poor, Africa will stand up for itself by first doing one thing, voting in people that can speak to people.
Okay.
Right? Because when you vote a person who cannot be held accountable, you have started a long line of wrong mistakes that will lead to more wrong mistakes or wrong decisions, right? Right? So when we decide that we don't want to be poor, we sit down and say, okay, what can we do? We still bring in the experienced people from outside Africa and say, consultancy, let's pay you. Sit down and tell us all the ways that we can develop Africa, as consultants now, not as,
Hold on.
Listen, not as donor organizations.
Yeah, I get that.
With us.
I get that. I want to say one thing. See, when we decide to do that, we don't need to bring in so many so-called consultants because we have a massive amount of Africans in those spaces.
But again, but the essence is that we haven't done it.
No,
Africans have gone abroad.
I agree.
And have done it, right? Yeah. I'm saying, but Africans haven't come here and done it, right? So while we bring in expert Africans, I will still bring in some of these Japanese people, right? I will still bring some of the Chinese people who are loyal to the money and not to their organization or their country.
Yeah.
Right. And so I pay you and you walk me through that process. What I like, Ekene, is track record. Show me a person who has a track record of doing good, and anywhere they go, they will do good.
I agree.
And so take those people support you, you build your own infrastructures, build your own resources, then tell the world, come by. We're open for business, right?
Yeah.
And that's how Africa
that's
will
what
bring itself
the
from
Middle
poverty.
East countries have done.
That's right.
Yeah. In fact, Japan itself, after the Second World War, American experts helped build Japan.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I like track record, right? I bring in the same people who build Dubai. Come talk to us, right? We want to rebuild Nigeria in 2 years. Come let us know what it's going to take. How much? We do a quid pro quo and they build, right? I remember I was having a funny conversation with my mother and I was saying, I wish truly they really sold us to China because China will come in here and treat us like a business and develop us, right? China won't come and work here, work in an undeveloped space. China will still come here and develop us, right? But what we would get out of that sale, right, would be that we would have a developed country, regardless of who becomes master. And so that's what we need to do.
You are pragmatic in your thinking, okay? And I love that, okay? Now, I'm not sure all those things will be beneficial, but your thought process will lead to things that are beneficial. See, what I have discovered for me, like I said, victimhood is the biggest thing holding us back. And because of that, many young Africans won't think the way you do. Okay? Because they see anybody from outside wanting actually to do something in Africa as an oppressor.
Yes, Ekene, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that, see, you are very pragmatic, okay, and
Ekene, I hear you when you say that, oh, these things might not be beneficial. Ekene, I see. Trust me, they are beneficial. We need to act like a failed company, right? And declare bankruptcy and start afresh.
See, this you are saying things that I say, and I get beat on the head for saying this.
That's okay. But you see, at the tail end, I want to be the one who was on the other line that said it, rather than be on the person who didn't say anything. And then when it happens, I'm like, oh yes. I mean, I thought about it, but I didn't say it. I want to say it. I want people to remember that Tracy said it. And then at the end of the day, when it starts to work, because people have started to use their sense, and they say, oh, I remember, Tracy said it. I don't want to be on the sidelines. I want to be clear. I want everybody to be clear where I stand.
Yeah.
We need a reset button. We need a reset button. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not about who makes it to president or who makes it to whatever. It is, we need to start this whole conversation afresh.
I agree. I agree. We actually need to sit down and think about things, and to see, for me, it's important to discuss everything. No matter how it makes people feel.
Yeah. Okay? It's always the uncomfortable things.
No matter how uncomfortable they are, we need to discuss those things.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are so many things that people are uncomfortable to discuss, and until we discuss them, no matter how uncomfortable they are, we can't find any solution.
It's called the Stockholm syndrome, right?
Okay.
we love the people who abuse us.
Anyway,